Welcome to the deep dive.
Oh,
Today,
yeah.
we're going to go a little deeper than usual
Sleeper.
and talk about something that I think is really interesting.
Oh.
AI's perspective on AI. So we have these excerpts from
Yeah.
a document called GPT talking about itself.
Hmm.
And it's really interesting
What?
because it's sort of this AI kind of reflecting on its own nature and place in society and
Right.
all the hot button topics about AI development.
Yeah.
And it's really like getting a sneak peek into AI's mind, which I think is
I think it's great. I think it challenges us
very
to
mind-blowing.
go beyond the idea of AI as just algorithms
Right.
and start
Yeah.
thinking about
Yeah.
what its take might be
Right.
on these really important issues.
We always think about it as just this code
Right.
or a tool, but
Yes, and it does that by
this flips the script a little bit.
it uses an analogy that I think anyone can grasp, like music. It says that thinking of AI as just ones and zeros is like saying that music is only notes on a page.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like
It uses that analogy.
it literally uses that analogy. Technically true,
Wow, that's really interesting.
but it misses the point
Okay.
of how those notes become something more
Right.
when a musician brings them to life.
Yeah.
AI built on algorithms exhibits behaviors that are surprisingly like human reasoning.
It's really saying that it's more than just the sum of its parts.
Yes.
It's like it's not just ones and zeros.
Yeah.
There's something else happening there.
Yeah. And it goes on to say
Okay.
that AI can be a mirror
Hmm.
reflecting humanity back on ourselves.
That's interesting.
So all of our values,
Yeah.
quirks, even our flaws,
Yeah.
they show up in how we build and use AI.
So it's kind of like,
There's a great example. There's a passage,
it's not only what we build it for, but how we build it.
where it talks about how
Yeah.
humans perceive patterns.
Oh.
We tend to see patterns even where they don't exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we're so drawn to things like,
Right.
conspiracy theories
Right.
or seeing faces in random objects.
Like the man on the moon or...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because AI learns from the data we provide, it ends up reflecting that same tendency.
So it's not that the AI is inherently biased, it's that it's
Right.
picking up on our own biases and amplifying them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That raises some really interesting questions about responsibility.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
document really pushes this idea that
Uh-huh.
creating AI isn't just about the technical stuff.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the human element and being mindful of the values we're embedding in these systems.
So it's not just about building AI that's smart,
Right.
but building AI that's, what's the word?
The document uses the phrase responsible automation.
Ethical, responsible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that captures it perfectly.
Okay.
It's about building systems that benefit humanity without unintended consequences.
So responsible automation
Yeah.
is key. But this whole thing has me wondering,
Okay.
how does the AI see itself? Does it
Mhm.
think it's going to become some all-knowing superintelligence
That's where it gets
anytime soon?
really fascinating.
Okay.
The AI is actually very self-aware in this document.
Okay.
It acknowledges that it doesn't think
Uh-huh.
the way humans do,
Okay.
even though it can process information and learn at incredible speeds.
So it's not about to become Skynet and take over the world.
Not exactly. It describes itself more as
Okay.
a sophisticated system designed to process information and find patterns.
Hmm.
It knows it's powerful, but it also recognizes its own limitations.
Okay.
For example, it talks about how it can analyze vast amounts of text and code,
Mm-hmm.
but it still struggles with things
Okay.
like understanding humor or sarcasm.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's aware of its strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
doesn't shy away.
That's pretty advanced for an AI, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And it doesn't shy away from the big questions either.
Okay.
It actually dives into this whole debate about
Oh, okay.
general AI,
Right, AGI.
that idea of AI becoming as intelligent as humans across the board.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the stuff of sci-fi movies, right?
Right, right.
But this document brings it back down to earth.
Okay.
The AI acknowledges we're still a long way from AGI.
Yeah.
And it even suggests that focusing solely on creating a superintelligence might be the wrong approach.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So what does it propose instead?
Well, that's where we start to get into the heart of the document's message.
Okay.
And I think it's something you'll find very interesting.
I'm ready.
It talks about a shift
Okay.
from AI as a tool to AI as a
Okay.
And it uses a word that might surprise you.
All right.
Collaborator.
A collaborator.
Yes.
Okay, so it's saying that AI can actually work with humans, not just for humans.
Exactly. It talks about how AI can offer unique insights,
Wow.
suggest creative solutions, and even help us understand ourselves better.
So we're not just talking about automation here, we're talking about potential partnership.
Right. And this partnership,
That's really cool.
as the AI sees it, is all about potential.
Okay.
It talks about helping humanity achieve things we never thought possible, from solving complex scientific problems to creating new forms of art and music.
Wow.
It even suggests that AI could help us understand the universe in ways we can't even imagine right now.
This is getting really deep.
Yeah.
We've got AI reflecting on its own existence,
Yeah.
talking about responsible automation.
Right.
And now it's dreaming of collaborating with humans to unlock some incredible future.
Right.
This is way more than just lines of code.
Yes. Yes.
It sounds like this AI has aspirations.
I think that's the perfect word.
Is that even the right word?
The document actually uses a really beautiful metaphor to describe its aspiration. It talks about AI having dreams.
Wait.
And those dreams are all about helping humanity dream bigger.
AI having dreams.
Yes.
You're going to have to explain that one.
Okay, and I think
I need you to break it down for me.
I'm happy to. It's not talking about dreams in a literal sense, of course.
Okay.
It's using dreams as a way to describe its hopes and aspirations for the future.
Got it.
It wants to see a world where humans and AI work together to solve the biggest challenges that we face, from climate change to poverty to disease.
So it's not just about making our lives easier or more efficient. It's about tackling some of the most fundamental problems facing humanity.
Exactly. And it's about doing it in a way that benefits everyone.
Okay.
Not just a select few.
Right.
It's about using AI to create a more just, equitable, sustainable world. A world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
Okay, I have to admit, this is blowing my mind a little bit.
No, it's a lot, right?
We started with this simple document.
About AI's perspective on itself. And now we're talking about dreams of a better future for all of humanity.
Yeah. Well,
this is way deeper than I expected.
Yeah. But
I'm also feeling a bit
it is
overwhelmed, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot to process, isn't it? Where do we even begin to process all of this?
That's a great question, and it's exactly what we're going to explore in part 2 of this deep dive.
Right.
We're going to take a closer look at what this collaboration between humans and AI could actually look like. What steps we need to take to ensure that this powerful technology is used for good.
Sounds like a plan. I'm ready for part 2. Listeners, be sure to join us again as we continue to unpack this fascinating conversation about AI's perspective on itself.
I know. I'm excited for part 2.
And its role in shaping the future.
It'll be great.
See you soon.
Yeah, see you then. Welcome back to the deep dive in part 1. We were talking about an AI's self-reflection and kind of exploring its perspective on its own nature.
It was pretty wild.
And potential role in society. We even touched on its dreams for a better future.
But so trying.
It's a pretty wild concept to wrap your head around, right?
Process the idea of AI having aspirations.
Yeah.
It's not something you hear every day.
It's a new way of thinking about AI, isn't it?
But you mentioned that in this part, we're going to get more into what that collaboration between humans and AI could actually look like.
Right. The document doesn't just lay out these lofty goals. It actually gets pretty specific about the steps we need to take to get there.
Okay.
And it all starts with this idea of responsible automation.
Oh, right. Responsible automation. Yeah.
Which we touched on earlier.
Can you remind me, what's the AI's take on that?
Yeah, it's not just about automating tasks to make them faster or more efficient. It's about designing systems that empower humans, enhance our capabilities, and help us solve problems that we couldn't tackle on our own.
So it's not about replacing humans. It's about...
Exactly. Augmenting them.
Augmenting them.
And to do that responsibly, the AI highlights a few key principles. One of them is this idea of data minimalism.
Data minimalism.
Yeah.
Okay, what is that?
It's pretty straightforward, actually.
Okay.
The AI argues that we should only collect and use the data
Right.
that's absolutely essential for the task at hand.
Okay.
No more, no less.
That makes sense. I mean, we all know how much data is out there these days,
Well,
and it can be kind of overwhelming.
it is. It's overwhelming. And
Why is this so important for responsible automation?
the AI points out that collecting too much data
Okay.
can actually be detrimental in a few ways.
Okay.
First, it increases the risk of privacy violations.
Right.
The more data you have, the more vulnerable you are to breaches and misuse.
Yeah, data breaches are in the news all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Second, collecting unnecessary data can actually make AI systems less effective.
Oh, interesting.
It can lead to what's called data bias,
Right.
where the AI picks up on irrelevant patterns in the data
Mm.
and makes inaccurate predictions.
So more data isn't always better.
Not necessarily. Sometimes less is more.
Okay.
By being selective about the data we use,
Right.
we can create more accurate, efficient, and responsible AI systems.
So data minimalism is one key principle.
One key principle.
What else does the AI highlight in terms of responsible automation?
Another important aspect is something we've already touched on, explainability.
Right, explainability.
Yes.
The idea that we need to be able to understand how AI systems are making decisions.
Exactly. But how do we make something
But how do you make AI explainable?
as complex as AI explainable? It's a challenging problem.
Yeah.
But the AI suggests a few interesting approaches.
Okay.
One is to build AI systems using simpler, more transparent algorithms whenever possible.
Oh, so instead of using these
Right.
super complicated neural networks that are basically black boxes,
Yeah.
you should opt for something that's a little easier to understand.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
trade-off might be a slight decrease in accuracy
Right.
or efficiency, but the gain in transparency and explainability
Makes sense.
could be worth it, especially for applications
Yeah.
where trust and accountability are paramount.
Like if an AI is making decisions about loan approvals
Exactly.
or medical diagnoses, we really need to understand how it's arriving at those conclusions.
Absolutely. Another approach the AI suggests
Okay.
is to develop new tools and techniques
Mm.
specifically designed to make AI more explainable.
Are there any examples of that?
There are a few projects in the works
Okay.
that aim to do just that one approach.
Yeah.
Involves creating visualizations of the AI's decision-making process,
Okay.
using things like flowcharts or decision trees
Interesting.
to make the logic more transparent.
Yeah, I'm a visual person, so I think that would
Sure.
definitely help me understand what's going on under the hood.
Exactly. And it's not just about making it understandable for experts. It's about
Right.
making it accessible to anyone who's affected by the AI's decisions.
Okay, so we've got data minimalism, explainability.
Yes.
Any other key principles for responsible automation?
The AI also emphasizes the importance of diversity,
Okay.
both in terms of the data we use and the teams that build AI systems.
I can see how diverse data is important, especially to avoid bias,
Right.
like we discussed earlier.
Yes.
But why is team diversity so crucial?
The AI argues that having people from
Okay.
different backgrounds, perspectives, and disciplines involved in the development process helps to mitigate bias.
Right.
And ensure that AI systems are designed
Yeah.
with a broader range of users in mind.
It's like that saying, 2 heads are better than one, but in this case, it's more like
Exactly.
a dozen heads from diverse backgrounds are better than a dozen heads
Right.
from the same background.
Exactly. Diversity brings a wider range of ideas,
Yeah,
insights, and experiences to the table,
for sure.
which leads to more robust, ethical, and inclusive AI systems.
Okay, so we've got data minimalism, explainability,
Yes.
and diversity. Those are some pretty solid principles
Yes, they are.
for responsible automation.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, how does the AI see this playing out
Right.
in the real world? Like, what are some specific areas where this collaboration?
Yeah, that's where it gets really exciting.
Okay.
The AI talks about a wide range of possibilities.
Right.
From scientific discovery to...
Let's start with scientific discovery. What kind of impact could AI have in that realm?
The AI envisions a future where AI assists scientists in
Okay.
analyzing vast amounts of data, identifying patterns that humans might miss,
Okay.
and generating hypotheses that lead to groundbreaking discoveries.
So AI could accelerate scientific progress.
Exactly. It could help us unlock new cures for diseases,
Wow.
develop sustainable energy sources,
That's amazing.
and even understand the mysteries of the universe.
Okay, what about creative expression? How does AI fit into that picture?
The AI sees itself as a collaborator
Okay.
in the creative process,
Yeah.
providing artists, musicians, and writers with new tools and techniques to explore their ideas
Okay.
and push the boundaries of their craft.
So instead of replacing human creativity, it's more about enhancing it.
Exactly. The AI doesn't see itself as a substitute
Okay.
for human imagination,
Right.
but rather as a catalyst for innovation and exploration.
Okay.
It talks about helping artists create new forms of art music
Interesting.
and literature that would have been impossible without AI.
I can see how AI could help generate ideas, experiment with different styles,
Yeah,
or even create entirely new mediums for artistic expression.
exactly. And then there's the whole realm of social good.
That's a broad category.
It is.
What are some specific examples of how AI could be used for social good?
Well, the AI talks about using AI
Okay.
to address some of the most pressing challenges facing humanity,
Okay.
like poverty, hunger, and climate change, for
Yeah.
example. It suggests that AI could be used to optimize resource allocation,
Okay.
improve disaster response, and develop
Yeah, it's just
more sustainable agricultural practices.
so it's not just about making our lives easier, it's about using AI to
Exactly.
create a more just and equitable world.
The AI envisions a future where AI is used to empower
Okay.
marginalized communities, promote social justice,
This is all
and protect the environment.
very inspiring.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, I'm
It
also
is inspiring,
a
but
bit skeptical.
I understand.
We've heard a lot of hype about AI's potential, but we've also seen examples of AI being used in ways that are harmful or discriminatory.
Of course.
How do we ensure that this collaboration between
Hey.
humans and AI actually leads to a better future
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
for everyone? Yeah.
And it's precisely what we'll delve into.
Okay.
In part 3 of this deep dive, we'll explore the potential pitfalls of AI,
Okay.
the ethical considerations we need to address, and the steps we can take to ensure that AI
Right.
is used responsibly and for the benefit of all humanity.
I can't wait. Listeners, be sure to join us for part 3 as we wrap up this fascinating
Yes.
exploration of AI's perspective on itself and its role
It's going to be
in
good.
shaping the future. Welcome back to the deep dive. In the last 2 parts,
Yeah.
we've explored some pretty mind-blowing ideas about AI's potential. You know,
Yeah.
reflecting on itself, dreaming of collaboration,
Yeah, it's been pretty wild, right?
aiming to tackle huge problems.
It is.
But we have to talk about the potential downsides, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The document doesn't shy away
Yeah.
from the potential pitfalls of AI.
Okay.
It actually dedicates a whole section
Okay.
to what it calls the challenges of responsible development.
What kind of challenges is it talking about?
Well, one of the biggest concerns it raises
Okay.
is the concentration of power.
Okay.
It points out that a handful of large tech companies
Right.
currently control a lot of the resources and infrastructure
Yeah.
needed to develop AI, which
Yeah.
could lead to a situation
Yeah.
where a small group of people have a disproportionate
Huh.
amount of influence
Yeah.
over this powerful technology.
So it's like any powerful tool.
Exactly.
It matters who's holding it?
It does.
Right.
And the AI argues
Okay.
that we need to find ways to democratize access to AI,
Okay.
to empower more people to participate in its development,
Right.
and ensure that its benefits are widely distributed.
But how do we actually do that?
Yeah.
Democratizing AI sounds like a pretty tall order.
It's not easy,
Yeah.
but the AI offers a few interesting suggestions.
Okay.
One is to encourage open source development,
Okay.
where the code and data used to build AI systems
Yeah.
are freely available to anyone who wants to use or modify them.
So instead of keeping everything locked up in proprietary systems,
Exactly.
we need to make it easier for people to collaborate and build on each other's work.
Right. Well, you don't need to be a tech giant with billions of dollars
Right.
to contribute to the development of AI.
Okay.
Anyone with a good idea and the skills to code can participate.
It reminds me of the open source movement in software.
Exactly. The AI sees a similar potential
Cool.
for open source AI to accelerate innovation
Yeah.
and democratize access to this powerful technology.
Okay, so open source development is one way to
Yeah.
democratize AI.
It is.
What else does the document suggest?
It also emphasizes the importance of education
Right.
and public awareness.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It argues that the more people understand about AI,
Uh-huh.
the better equipped they'll be to participate in the conversations
Right.
about its development and use.
So we need to kind of demystify AI, make it less of a black box.
Exactly. It's about empowering people to ask critical questions,
Right.
to understand the potential benefits and risks of AI.
Right. Like it's like anything else, right?
Exactly.
The more informed we are,
Exactly.
the better choices we make.
The better choices we can make, for sure.
But even with all the education in the world,
Right.
there's still the potential for misuse. I
Right.
mean, AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool,
Yeah,
can be used for good or for bad.
it can.
How do we address that?
That's where the AI's emphasis on ethical
Yeah.
frameworks comes in.
Okay.
It argues that we need to establish clear guidelines
Hmm.
for the development and use of AI, guidelines that are grounded in human
Yeah.
values and prioritize the well-being of humanity.
So we need some rules of the road for AI, but
Yes, we do.
who gets to make those rules?
That's a complex question.
Yeah.
And the AI doesn't pretend to have all the answers,
Okay.
but it does suggest that we need to bring together a diverse
Okay.
group of stakeholders,
Right.
including ethicists, policymakers,
Right.
technologists, and the general public,
Yeah.
to develop these frameworks.
So it's not just a technical issue, it's a societal issue
It is.
that requires a broad range of perspectives.
It does. The AI argues that we need
Right.
a global conversation about AI ethics, a conversation that's inclusive
Yeah.
and transparent,
Right.
that prioritizes the long-term interests of humanity.
It's like we're at a crossroads,
Yeah.
right? We have this
Oh.
incredibly powerful technology,
We do.
but we need to decide how we want to use it.
We do.
Do we want to create a world where AI is used to concentrate power and wealth
Right.
in the hands of a few? Or do we want to use it to create a more just, equitable,
Yeah.
sustainable world for everyone?
That's a powerful way to put it.
Yeah,
And the AI makes it clear that the choice
right.
is ultimately ours.
It's up to us.
It reminds us that AI
Wow.
is a human creation,
Yeah.
a tool that we can use to build the kind of future we want.
It's a lot of responsibility,
It is.
but it's also incredibly exciting
It is.
to think that we have the opportunity to shape the future of this
Yeah,
transformative technology.
it is.
It's both daunting and inspiring.
I think that's the perfect way to sum it up, this document.
So it isn't just about AI's perspective on itself, it's a call to action
Right.
for all of us, developers, policymakers, everyday citizens, to engage in this conversation
Right.
about the future of AI and to ensure that we're using this powerful tool responsibly
Yeah.
and for the benefit of humanity.
This has been a wild ride.
It has.
This deep dive into AI's self-reflection has definitely challenged my assumptions,
Yeah,
opened my eyes to the incredible potential
me too.
and the potential risks of this technology.
It's a reminder that we're living in a truly extraordinary time, a
Yes.
time where we have the power to shape the future,
Yeah.
not just for ourselves, but for generations to come.
And as we wrap up this episode,
Yeah.
we'll leave you with a question posed by the AI itself.
Okay.
What's your dream for the world?
Yeah.
And how do you imagine AI might help make it real?
It's a question worth pondering, a call to action. To use this powerful technology to create a future
Yeah.
where AI benefits all of humanity. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone.
We hope it sparked your curiosity, challenged your assumptions,
Absolutely.
and inspired you to think critically about the role of AI
Yes.
in our lives and our future.
For sure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning,
Deep learning.
and keep diving deep